Hello everyone, welcome back to Just Invest Today. And today we're going to talk about Tai Chi Keng. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but he's probably one of the most bullish person on Alibaba, the one that talks about Alibaba the most, in my opinion, not mentioning me, but someone that's more popular than me that talks about Alibaba. And his last couple of videos, he seems very bearish on Alibaba. I'm just thinking, like, this literally makes no sense because since the whole crackdown on Alibaba from 2020, when everything was happening with Jack Ma disappearing, with the whole tech crackdown on Chinese companies, Alibaba is doing the best since then. So how is he more bearish when he was investing in the company that whole time where basically stuff was going bad? Baba wasn't growing as fast. There's a lot of disappointment. If you can survive that and now after all of that become bearish still when Alibaba is doing the best ever, it kind of just doesn't make sense to me. I think he's really thinking short term, or he's like a short term investor, even though he's been in the stock for a long time. I love his content and his Alibaba videos, but he just seems like he's thinking very, very short term because if you're a true long term holder of Alibaba, Alibaba is doing its best ever when it comes to management. He even said that management is not doing kind of what he expected. It's not motivating him to kind of like hold Baba. Like, I'm getting that kind of feeling, which just makes no sense with me because management is doing 10 times better than what Daniel was doing. Like, it's like night and day difference of what they're talking about the call, what he's saying. Like, everything seems better. The buybacks, the dividend, like everything. So I'm kind of shocked of how he can be such a like long-term Alibaba bull, and Alibaba's doing its best ever, but he just seems so bearish. This pretty much stems from their earnings, and now with the corporate bond sale, he's even kind of like more bearish, which I'm just shocked and don't even understand because if you think about it now, Alibaba is getting back to growth with revenue growth at like 9%. And then when it comes to the cloud growth, you can see a lot of positives coming out. Quarter over quarter is only growing 3%. But if you look at what management's saying about the cloud and how it's getting more customers, it's growing faster. The EBITDA grew 45% and they're actually getting stronger clients as people are kind of going into the system. The international business is growing 45%. Taobao and Tmall are kind of going back to where it was previously. Management is telling you that they haven't even started to monetize yet because they want to get more people into the funnel. We see management actually buying back more shares. They're issuing a special dividend on top of the dividend that they already have because they're seeing progress in the business. The management is talking about all the mistakes it's made and how it's going to kind of rekindle that mistake that they were making in the previous quarters and kind of like what were they doing wrong. Going back to like the fundamentals of Alibaba, you can kind of see Jack Ma getting back into the picture. So I'm just like, there's so much positive with Alibaba right now. I just don't see how he can be so bearish on the company. And I just think he's just thinking so short term because of these corporate bonds, which doesn't make sense in my eye because they're taking that $5 billion that they need. They can't convert all their cash into USD so they can buy back more shares. So that's why they're issuing the corporate bonds. So and the bond holders are going to convert at a higher price if Alibaba reaches that price. Alibaba is literally buying low and selling high with these corporate bonds if they do it, if they're actually using the cash to buy back more shares, which actually makes perfect sense. So I don't even see how he can be bearish on the corporate bonds. On top of that, he said that like they should, if they're going to do that, they should issue more. We don't know if they're allowed to do more at the time or if they're going to do more into the future, if they're just testing out what they can do with the money. Maybe that's their strategy. If they see success doing this, maybe they just issue 10 billion, another 5 billion. Who knows? But it just doesn't make sense when you're actually looking overall at the business and what Alibaba is telling you. Alibaba is literally doing better than 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. So I don't understand how he's thinking so bearish. The only reason I can come up with is that he's thinking very short term. Like, it's just all short term thinking. The news cycle is very bearish on China. So that's the only reason why I can see him being so bearish. And on top of that, the management is literally saying that they're going to see more growth in the next kind of few quarters, as you can see the consumer market picking up in China, and the cloud and Taobao Tmall are actually going to do more things to kind of generate more revenue. So I don't even see where you can be bearish unless you're just looking very short term. You're looking at the news, which I can't see why he would do that since he's been such a long-term shareholder of Alibaba during its very, very down years. So I don't understand. Guys, leave a comment down below and tell me, why are you bearish on Alibaba when Alibaba is doing the best it's ever had in the last like 3-4 years? It's doing the best it's ever been doing. So it doesn't really make sense, guys. So leave your comments down below, share this video. Peace.